Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching the brand new edition of To The Point with your host Kriti Mishra. And on today's show, I have a very special guest, Road Transport and Highways and MSME Minister, Mr. Nitin Gadkari. Sir, welcome to Pratha Sabha TV and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So, 3 world records in a month. India holds the world record for fastest construction of road, around 2.5 kilometer, 4-lane road constructed in record 24 hours. If I contrast it with the figures earlier, what has changed so much?
Actually, this is a great achievement for the country. I remember when I taken charge as the minister, we have 403 projects costing 3,85,000 crore as a toll project. We save Indian banks, particularly from NP of 3 lakh crores. And basically the problem was land acquisition, utility shifting, encroachment, forest environment clearance, and for ROB getting clearance from the railway. So we have taken a lot of preventive measures. Now without 90% land acquisition, we are not awarding the projects. So the land acquisition is not a problem. And before the project start, we have already given proposal to the Foreign and Investment Ministry to get it clear. So we are getting the clearance before that. And the other thing now, the utility shifting is includes in the contract. So the policy which we change, that is very important. Now the problem is that regarding the financing of the projects, for getting bank guarantee for 2% of the project cost, it takes 1 year to the contractor to take it that. Sometimes banks are giving principally financial approval, but they are not sanctioning 1 year or 1.5 years the project. Some of it there is a problem. We need to move the bankers that take the decision as early as possible. If you don't want to finance, don't give them principal approval. If you give principal approval, immediately within a month you sanction it. So somewhere time is the important thing, and time is the important thing which all stakeholders need to understand. And exactly whatever the policy decision we have taken, now getting approval for SOS or EOT, it takes 2 years, 3 years. There was a system. I take personally review of all the projects, and now we verify that there should not be delay on this ground. Then at the same time, conciliation, the arbitration, it takes year to year. Actually, the projects, the matters which are already sub judice in the High Court and Supreme Court, I can't do anything. But this is the time for the progress of our country. We need to understand that time is the most important capital. Appropriate decision within appropriate time with transparency, time-bound approach, corruption-free system, and fast-track decision-making process is the most important thing for the make Indian economy a global economy and #1 economy in the world. And here the Prime Minister dream is to make Indian economy Atmanirbhar Bharat, making economy of $5 trillion. So we are marching towards that. I am confident that when we will complete this 5 year, our road infrastructure will be equal to the infrastructure of USA and all European countries. I am talking about the infrastructure of Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Arunachal, Meghalaya, Tripura. All India road infrastructure will be equal to the infrastructure of USA and European countries. 100% I am confident that we are going to fulfill the dream of the people.
Well, sir, that statement of yours inspires a lot of confidence, but you're also known to be a hard taskmaster. You're extremely stern. You've also cautioned your officials as well as the contractors for the quality of work. How are you further ensuring that the red tape within the system is curbed and also there is transparency or enhancement of transparency?
Actually, first of all, the people who knows particularly my approach, my behavior, I believe that the human relationship is the biggest strength of business, industry, everything, even for social work and politics. So I always have a good relationship with my all colleagues. I always feeling that they are part and parcel of my family. But sometimes the people who are doing some malafide mistakes, where it is in the interest of the people, in the interest of the country, we need to take some hard action against them. Now regarding expansion joints, up to the mark, they are not up to the mark. And that is the reason I annoyed. I say उखाड़ दूंगा और आपको ये पूरा उखाड़ कर फेंकना पड़ेगा और नए लगाने पड़ेंगे. Somewhere people should have some fear about the quality. चल सकता है, चला लो, हो जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं होगा. These are the asset of our country and we should have good quality. So our policies, we need to reduce the cost of construction and improve the quality of construction. We are loyal to the people of this country. These are not the asset belongs to me or anybody XYZ. These are the asset of Indian population. This is the assets of the country. So it's, as a trustee, it's my duty to see that it should be up to the mark. And that is the reason when I seen any type of this type of mistakes, malafide mistakes, then I annoyed and I say we will take stern action against you. So that is exactly the spirit behind that. I am not against anybody. Actually, I am encouraging the people. If the mistakes are bona fide, I forgive them. But the mistakes are malafide, delays, this is not good. I like people who can get the things done. To make the process fast, with transparency, without corruption, you have to take the decisions. And that is exactly the mandate for all of us. And that is the dream of our Prime Minister to complete this. We are working on that task. And you may be talking as a hard taskmaster or a good taskmaster. I am only related with my work. I know it, I own it. And one of the important things is in government, you need ownership. I have a ownership. Every road, I feel that it is just like my property. Every plantation, every tree, I feel that it is the plantation, just every tree is my country, it's my house, just like my house. So this ownership is very important in the mind of the people, particularly those who are working on the project. So that is exactly I am expecting from them. But one thing is very clear, majority of people doing excellent work, they are cautious about it, they are doing excellent job, and that is the reason we are making world record. So there are good people and bad people. When I am talking anything strict, anything hard, it is not for the good people. It is for the bad people in the system, those who are not performing properly. I always telling to the people that the financial audit is very important. But as compared with financial audit, the performance audit is more important than financial audit. That is exactly my philosophy and my approach of management. Division of work, decentralization of work, and at the same time, we need quality of work. But same time, we need to reduce the cost. And I am doing a lot of experiments and taking help from the private people also. We are now formulating a special cell who are already private people experts are there. Already whatever the successful practices in the whole world, the new technology, new innovation, new research, they will make their study research on that. And they will submit it, report to me. Under my chairmanship, there will be a committee, DG, secretary, NHI chairman, members, and all, we will take the decision. We want to make the road infrastructure of international standard, tunnels, roads and bridges. For that purpose, we need to accept the all good technology in the world. That is exactly the spirit behind all these things.
So that special cell would be for expediting the work?
There are a lot of good colleges. I am giving the example. In Malaysia and Singapore, they have a system that in our flyovers and bridges, there is a distance between two piers is 30 meters. But in Singapore and Malaysia, they are already successfully certified this technology that the distance is 120 meters. So in place of 4 piers, you need only 1. So you reduce the cost 50 to 60%. But for that purpose, they are making that beam with steel fiber, the precast concrete. They are not using steel, that is the steel fiber. So we are decided to use steel fiber in the precast, and we will make this. We will reduce the cost of our bridges and flyovers at least by 30 to 40%. Is it not good for the country without compromise with the quality? Now the steel and cement, we are working on the system that how we can reduce the percentage of using of steel and cement in the road construction pillars everywhere. Because we are purchasing 40% of steel and cement of the country. They are making cartel, they are increasing the rates. Now the rate of iron ore is 4,000 rupees per ton. The market price is 56 and 54 rupees per ton. How it can be justified? The one manufacturing cost of the cement bag is 120 rupees per bag. They are charging 325 and 350 rupees per bag. This is the exploitation. It's not good for the poor people. The MSME, small people are facing the problem because the basic raw material is steel and cement. So these are the, now Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, we want to make the houses with a very, very reasonable rate to the poor people. And here the price is rise. How then it is possible to get the houses for the poor? So road construction, everywhere we need to reduce the cost. Now I am giving the example. In the road construction machinery, in 1000 crores of contract, they are using the diesel of 100 crores. Now I am encouraging contractor to use electric machineries. I just launched JCB of JCB company on bio CNG 100%. So now there are a lot of changes. They can use LNG, they can use methanol. So these are the indigenous fuel, import, substitute, cost effective, pollution free and indigenous. We need to reduce our import, we need to reduce our pollution. Ecology and environment is very important. We are now making plantation of crores of trees and making e-tech for that. We have transplanted 12,000 trees in Dwarka Express Highway. 84% success rate is there. So we are pro-environment. At least we will save 1 lakh crore of this country on fuel because of we are making smart roads. We don't know, no need you to stop on the toll naka. We are making the toll system on satellite base. So the GPS system based related with the satellite, the new system will be now 93% fast track is already completed. Our toll income in last year was 24,000 crore. But because of COVID and Kisan Andolan, we are expecting 10,000 at least loss in that. But in place of that, with considering this problem, our toll income coming to 34,000 crore, 10,000 crore rise in it. It is because of our approach we change the technology. And it is going to save the 1 lakh crore of fuel when we will make all this green express highway. We are making Delhi to Dehradun within 2 hours. Delhi to Haridwar within 2 hours. On the same road from Akshardham it is going to start, axis control, it going to Ambala, again same way, and Ambala to Chandigarh 2 hours. One of the lady industries, she gave me the SMS, she start from Rishikesh and coming to her house in Delhi with 3.5 hours. So now we will take from Delhi to Amritsar 6 hours, Delhi to Jaipur 2 hours, Delhi to Mumbai 12 hours. So we are going to change the total scenario of the road sector by which now one of the thing is bad, that presently we have 85% of the traffic is on the road. Our priority is first to waterways, second to railway, third to road and fourth to aviation. But unfortunately, road sector is grabbing the traffic of other sector is not good. So definitely it is a problem, but we are now working on public transport on electricity. The Prime Minister has given us a special responsibility in changing rules of business, giving us ropeway, cable car, funicular railway, then light rail transport, and by which public transport electricity is the dream. So we are working on that.
So you made a very important point about, of course, the plans that there would be no toll booths. I'm really intrigued to know how will the system work, A, and B, there are already concerns that if it is satellite based, GPS enabled, what about the concerns about privacy and security?
Now the GPS is, now we are going to make it mandatory. Already it is there in the commercial vehicle, but we will make it all for the all vehicles. And the cost of the GPS is 500 to 600 rupees it comes when it wholesale. The market price is 1,000 or 1,200. So by which this system will be connected to satellite. So when you enter in the road, it will notice, and after when you will go by, leave that road, that again it will be noticed by satellite, and that only balance will be taken from your bank account automatically. So there will be no problem.
So no concerns on privacy and security?
No problem.
You're completely allaying those concerns?
100% we will go, already the Supreme Court judgment is there. We will 100% loyal to that, and we will take all preventive measures that we don't want to break privacy of anybody.
But it is also said that getting a driver's license would get tougher now, and also the fact that the names of repeat offenders, traffic offenders would be on government's website. Is that true?
This is not the true. But now the technology is available that you will get the list of the people, what exactly, how much time they are committed crimes and everything, you can get it. But one thing is, now we have at least taken a decision for 18 the licenses, which now is possible for you to get it, apply from your own house. You can apply it by your computer to the office and you will get the license. Total e-governance is there. It will remove all type of corruption, red tapeism in the system. So it is to be a great thing for the people.
Talking about investment, now that was one of your concerns also. The national infra pipeline requires more than 100 lakh crore investment over the next 5 years, of course. You have the plans for monetization of highways, you have the hybrid annuity model, you have the TOT model. We also saw the passage of the DFI bill in Parliament during the last session. But how big is the challenge going ahead?
Actually, we don't have any problem. We are getting money from Indian market, getting from banks, from institutions. We are monetizing the project. Hybrid annuity is a successful model. BOT PPP is a successful model. Everywhere we don't have any problem. We can make that. Presently, we have already projects are going now from 9 lakh crores. We don't have any problem.
So finance would not be a problem at all?
Not at all.
Okay, sir. One of the landmarks achievement of your ministry, of this government, was of course the Motor Vehicle Amendment Bill that you brought in, which of course became the Motor Vehicle Amendment Act of 2019. What has been the impact?
There is a good impact because first important thing is everything in my ministry we have a good record. But one thing where still I am not happy, that is with the road accidents. We are every years 5 lakhs accidents and 1,50,000 death. We are highest in the world, and that is exactly a great pain for me. So now before 25, we are trying to at least save the life of the 50% of the people. I already signed the agreement in Sweden regarding before 2030 we will reduce 50% accidents, but still the deaths concerning these accidents is starting 18 to 35 age, they are 65%. It is a painful for me, and still it's a very sensitive subject touching to my heart. So we are trying our level best. We are making lot of development in road engineering, making in automobile engineering some of the development. Then we have Road Safety Act. Then we are making lot of things again, education of people. We are opening driving training schools, making intelligent traffic system, creating awareness in the mind of the people. But ultimately, we need to save the life of the people is the most important agenda for me. Presently, up till now, there is good progress, but still I am not satisfied about it. We need to save more life of the people. The Tamil Nadu government, with the cooperation of World Bank this year, they save 52% of the life of the people and 52% accidents. The less number of accidents are there. So exactly we can make this, but we need strong political will, positivity and sensitiveness towards that. And this is the most important agenda for me. Presently, whatever the performance of my ministry in this sector, still I am not satisfied about it.
So are you talking to the other states to get them on board for this?
Because this is in a subject in a concurrent list. I am not only concerned with it. There are state highways, district highways, municipal roads. Everywhere there are accidents are taken place. But regarding NHI also, we have 54 lakh kilometer of road length, out of which when I had taken charge as a minister, 94,000 as only national highway, and the 40% of the traffic of the country on the 2% road. So now we expand this and it comes to 1,48,000 kilometer. So now we are trying that we want to save the life of, we are making express highway, converting two-lane highway into 4-lane highway, 4-lane into 6-lane, 6-lane into 8-lane, then axis control 22 green express highway we are making. I am confident that by whatever the changes which are going on in the road sector, road engineering, in automobile engineering, regarding intelligent traffic system, 100% up before 24-25, we will save 50% life of the people, and we will at least reduce the 50% accidents.
All right, sir, we do hope that that happens. But shifting focus from road sector to the vehicle scrapping policy now. This policy was announced by you on the floor of Parliament. It was a much awaited policy. But sir, the success of this policy hinges on the fact on how quickly we are able to make the scrap yards. Do you think that the infrastructure is ready for it right now?
Infrastructure is ready, only the policy was awaited. Because the infrastructure which they are going to develop, it is going to develop by the private owners. There is no problem. To get the clearances from environment and other industrial license from other things, it is a regular procedure. But because of the policy now, there is no problem. Now, our automobile industry size is 7,50,000 crore, out of which 3,50,000 crore is export. This is the industry which is giving maximum employment potential in the country. This is the industry which is giving maximum revenue to state and central government. This is the industry which is giving more export, maximum export to our country. So now my idea is, by making this scrapping policy, the cost of steel, aluminum, rubber, plastic and copper will be reduced, and there will be a industrial clusters, automobile clusters for automobile components, and by this scrapping material we will reduce the cost by 30 to 40%. Now my dream is to make Indian automobile industry as a #1 manufacturing hub in the world. So we are now launching ethanol, methanol, biodiesel, bio-CNG, electric, LNG and hydrogen fuel cell. We are working on electric battery, lithium ion battery. 81% of the batteries now we are making in India. Within 2 years, cost of electric two-wheeler, electric four-wheeler, electric bus will be equal to the petrol and diesel vehicle, 100%. So now we are making research or encouraging the people to make sodium ion battery, aluminum ion battery, zinc ion battery, steel ion battery. We have successfully now trying to develop this hydrogen, green hydrogen, and on the basis of we are encouraging people to make that. The Chennai IIT has successfully done the experiment, making green hydrogen from seawater. So all the things are, we are now, my own tractor we launch on bio-CNG, making the popular this Parali, which is burning, people are burning, and because of that we are facing the problem of pollution in Delhi. So we can make 5 ton of Parali is giving 1 ton of bio-CNG. So one tractor which we convert into bio-CNG, saving for 1 lakh rupees to the farmer, and the tractor which is commercially working, there is a saving of 3 lakh rupees per year. So this is import substitute, cost effective, pollution free and indigenous. We are very much committed for green environment. Ecology and environment is equally our responsibility. We are making roads by which we can at least save the 1 lakh crore rupees fuel. When we complete this project, we will save 1 lakh crore on fuel. Now there is no need to stand on toll naka. So 100% that is going to save the fuel cost. And now we are making indigenous fuel. 100% India is going to become an automobile hub. We will be the more export, all international brands are present in India, and they will give maximum employment potential in the country. Now presently 70% of the automobile components are Indians and 30% import is there. I already requesting them, no, make in India and made in India. So we will take this 30% also from the India. So volume of our industry will be increased, the employment potential will be increased, export will be increased, and India is going to become a #1 manufacturing hub of automobile in the world. All big reputed brands are present in India. So I am confident due course of time it is going to change the scenario of the total sector.
Alright sir, we will talk about the manufacturers in just a bit. But what about the tons of non-biodegradable wastage that would be created?
We are 100% using waste. Now for our water conservation, my NGO has just received the international award. चलने वाले पानी को, दौड़ने वाले पानी को चलने के लिए लगाओ, चलने वाले पानी को रुकने के लिए लगाओ, रुके हुए पानी को ज़मीन को पीने के लिए लगाओ, गांव का पानी गांव में, खेत का पानी खेत में, घर का पानी घर में. So I will give the detailed reports about it. At the time of the road construction, we are making dredging in rivers and nalas, and using that aggregate for the road construction. So that is a great saving. So without any cost, we have increased the irrigation by thousands of hectare land is coming under irrigation. Thousands of wells are now recharged. So 100% waste to wealth, and thinking of the water conservation, making ecology and environment to be very, very absolute for the country, reduce the pollution. These are the agenda, and 100% saving the life of the people is the most important agenda. So we are not making the roads. We are working on the all lines, and we want to create a positive environment for all stakeholders in the country.
Lastly, Mr. Gadkari, we were talking about the manufacturers and making India a hub of automobile sector. Sir, the manufacturers have just shifted from BS4 to BS6, have made heavy investments there. Do you think they're ready for the second round now?
Just actually, I am giving my own opinion. Because of this, their export is increased, their sale is increased, and there is already judgment from the Supreme Court. Many times I consider them. Environment, ecology and environment is the highest priority for the country. Probably, when people like you who are already stayed in Delhi, you are facing the problem of air pollution. What type of pollution is? It is going to demolish our all health life. This is the time for country to think very seriously about the pollution, and the diesel and petrol creating lot of pollution. We need to work on this line, and it is not we are to create problem for them. I feel that this can be in the interest of them. It is going to increase their more export, and they will be benefited from that.
All right, sir, before we end this conversation, your priorities and agenda in this fiscal?
Actually, saving of the life is my most important agenda. As for the other things, we are successfully running towards to our goal. I am happy about it that our country is now coming to be the road construction #1 in the world. It is really a great pleasure and pride for me. We are trying our level best to fulfill the dream of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji to make Indian economy of $5 trillion and making of infrastructure of 111 lakh crore. So 100% that is a great challenge. We are on the path. I am confident that in this sector, particularly for this mission, the road sector need to construct the road of 40 lakh crores up to completing, when we will complete over 5 years. 100% we will complete that goal.
All right, on that note and with that hope, sir, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you very much. Namaskar.